Let's talk about money. The stock market just wrapped up one of its worst days of trading this year, and the reason is the Fed's interest rate cuts could be cut in half next year, meaning they'll only do two, not four. But they did announce a final rate cut for 2024 this morning. They also, as I said, revised their outlook for next year, just two cuts instead of four. Hours later, the Dow lost more than 1,100 points. The S&P 500 dropped 2.9%. The Nasdaq fell as well. Here in Minnesota, General Mills also saw its stock price fall, but for a very different reason.
It's clear that from the beginning of the year to now, we've seen more prolonged value-seeking behavior than we anticipated back in June.
That's the General Mills CEO telling investors on a call this morning that they expect profits to take a hit early next year as they try to entice you, the customer, with more promotions and better deals. So will this work? Kent took a look.
In its latest earnings report, General Mills made it clear it will emphasize short-term price cuts and promotions across many of its brands, including Totino's Pizza Rolls, Betty Crocker Fruit Snacks, and refrigerated baked goods, in hopes the Pillsbury Doughboy can help them squeeze out more sales.
They've always done promotions. So I think what this means is that they're going to do promotions a little bit more broadly, but they're still not prepared to actually drop their top-line prices.
Professor George John is no stranger to General Mills. In fact, he's the General Mills Chair of Marketing at the University of Minnesota's Carlson School of Management. But he's not holding back on what he believes is holding General Mills back.
Our habits have changed. That's number one.
And he's not sure the short-term price cuts are going to fix it.
Yes, this is a tactical move. It'll make some difference, but it's not going to solve the fundamental problem of the loss of prominence of breakfast cereal.
Yes, despite General Mills owning 45 different brands that cover everything from dog food to Dunkaroos, he says cereal is still the 600-pound Cheerio in General Mills' bowl. And if you combine our society's changing views on taste and nutrition with economic shifts, with inflation and how we shop, he has deeper concerns.
I look at one thing in all these annual reports: sales, because everything else is subject to my competent brothers and sisters in accounting, okay? So sales, you can't fiddle too much. And sales have been just beating inflation, which means in real terms, it's stagnant. In organic volume, which means number of physical units shipped, it's been going down. So that's the basic picture, which is not a pretty picture.
General Mills isn't just the company behind the labels in the grocery store. It's a major employer. We've seen a lot of our big corporations cutting back recently. Are you concerned about that?
Oh, terribly. I see this every semester. It's the end of the semester. The students I teach are looking for internships and jobs. The anecdotal picture on jobs in our area is a lot grimmer than the statistics show. I just see it in the faces of my students looking. It's tough, and it's toughest on people trying to enter the labor force. A bunch of different reasons for that, but when you slow down the growth, that's what happens. You don't need to hire. You're mostly trying to do efficiency cuts and things like that. So, and that's not just General Mills. I'd say, generally speaking, our metro area has sort of been caught in that rut.
Now, General Mills is far from the only major company that admits it needs to ease off prices in order to sell more food. And the company certainly isn't throwing in the towel, especially on cereal. If you're an NFL fan, you've probably noticed a ton of ads and promotions with the Kelsey brothers. And say what you want about mixing Reese's Puffs, Lucky Charms, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Jana, that mix helped cereal sales actually increase last quarter. It is a bright spot today.
I mean, I will say what I want. It sounds delicious to my 10-year-old body. My 47-year-old body probably can't take it, but it's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, and it just speaks to them doubling down on this idea of more ads and promotions to try to get that, momentum built back up. We'll see if it works.
Yeah, seizing that marketing moment. Thanks so much, Kent. Appreciate it.